Hello and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and EU4 Common Sense Scotland. We are about to have a civil war, everybody. Seems kind of inevitable at this point, which is too bad. The event can trigger, start I should say, if you have less than 50 legitimacy, and then you have to get up to level to 75 legitimacy in order to avert the disaster entirely, which we're not going to be able to do because we only have 66. And I believe once the event fires, you need 90 for it to completely go away. Or something. I actually haven't dealt with a civil war before, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work. But we'll find out. We will find out pretty soon, it looks like. In the meantime, we are technically in a war with Sweden against Novgorod. Novgorod, however, is in a lot of trouble. First off, if we look at Sweden, we see that they have a pretty rough fight ahead of them. Poland, Lithuania, and Novgorod, ouch. Novgorod, in the meantime, though, is in a fight against, well, Hungary, Muscovy, the Livonian Order, Pskov, Brandenburg, and Poland is in a war with even more people. So it looks like a lot of people got pulled into a lot of wars. I'm not really sure how this one is going to work. Novgorod is potentially a threat because now we do technically have a border with them that we wouldn't have had otherwise. It might even be worthwhile. Well, no, we want to keep our soldiers close by. I was about to say maybe it's best to send an army up there and start sieging down a fort and some other things in the area, but nah, I'm not sure we're gonna get that option. All right, well, we did vassalize England in the last war. We also took Calais, and I did take Cornwall previously as well. Although had I known it would be so expensive with the increased coring costs, I might not have bothered taking that province quite yet, since that overextension is now leading to a civil war. Either way, though, we do have England vassalized, so we're going to want to improve relations with them as soon as possible, although this next month, what's about to happen? There it is. Oops, I probably should not be on speed 5. Civil War! James III's continuous scheming and plotting has infuriated the nobles and made James III some powerful enemies among the aristocracy. It won't take long before whispers and rumors of plots to end the misrule will turn into reality and our nation will be plunged into a drawn-out power struggle. 10 pretender regiments revolt in Leinster. So, okay. That's not Leinster, it's worth pointing out. That is most definitely not Leinster. Oh, crap, are you serious right about now? So they rose up in Kent, not Leinster, and my army is locked into moving through Kent. No? Maybe not? Wait, who are you? Hang on. Let's group all these guys together. I want to move some soldiers out into the Straits of Dover. I want to get these guys together in, I guess, London? The rebels are loyal followers of Charles Collier, who styles himself Charles I and lays claim to the Scottish throne. Alright. Well, we're going to want to get our general together. So we need to get into... No. How about London? No, don't go to Kent. Okay, hang on. I want to go to London. No, stop going through Kent. I want to go... Norfolk? Sure. Let's gather the troops up in Norfolk and hope we don't get caught into a fight against Kent, because I am not ready. We do, however, have a maintained fort in London. I imagine they're going to go there next. In fact, they have to. I don't think they can go to Wessex unless rebels can ignore the zone of control posed by a fort. So, we should be able to ferry some troops over there pretty quickly. Oh, hang on. The fear of crypto-Catholics. Ever present in our state is the fear that some who profess to believe in all aspects of the state church are still secretly a Catholic sympathizer. One noble family in particular, blah blah blah, papist leanings. Do we restrict this family from holding offices, gain 10 church power at the loss of 20 admin, not acceptable at this point, gain 20 church power, persecution of crypto-Catholics, tolerance of the truth faith, tolerance of heretics, church power 10%. Ooh. Or ignore them, gain admin power. Also, unrest. Let's do the trial. New factional powers. In the midst of ongoing chaos, small but powerful factions have emerged, and each of them is trying to gain the upper hand. Do we have... Oh, gosh. Alright, we're going to have pretenders also rising up in Meath. Well, Meath has a fort, so that's good. I'm going to let this kind of run its course and not click it until I'm ready. We should be able to get away for a couple of months without clicking the button. So let's get as many of our troops together as possible. Let's actually put our leader in charge here. What do you have here? You have a cannon. You have a lot of... Oh, I should be able to just go stomp this right now, yes? I would think so. Yeah. Yeah, you have 5 cavalry, but you shouldn't have sufficient support for them. Alternatively, I just wait. And maybe that's best. Yeah, we'll just wait. It's not going to take too long, I think, to ferry the troops around. We're not making a hostile landing. He is going into London, but that's okay because that is farmlands, so I won't suffer any terrain penalties. Not a big deal. Here come 5 more soldiers for me. Oh, come on! Unscrupulous in-laws! Royal marriage can sometimes be a blessing, but in our weakened state... Do we... Oh my gosh! Alright. Prestige, autonomy, and Kent. That's a lot of prestige. We could lose the admin power. Pretender regiments. Oh my gosh! I hate civil war. Here's the problem with losing the prestige. Alright? The problem with losing the prestige is that the prestige also gives us yearly legitimacy. Getting out of this is going to require some prestige and power projection. So losing 20 prestige would suck. Kent, autonomy, or we could just lose 25 admin power and fight 6 more rebels. Gosh dang. Alright. Well, we can't afford to wait around anymore, so let's go and... Well, wait. Maybe we can. Nope, too late. I'm locked. Dang it! Go and squish them. Squish these pretenders. I'm actually taking a lot more damage than I really should be. There we go. Lost a few thousand men. Start heading toward Lancaster. Let's actually send... Oh, what's this? Just go send them to unsiege Kent real quick. We don't need to send everybody there, though. Alright. So let's get over to Lancaster. We're going to accept the loss of 25 admin power, just because the prestige is just going to be too big right now, I think, for us to handle losing. If we want to get out of this civil war entirely, let's take the appropriate measures. Here come the Pretender rebels. Oh, and the other guys just fired in Meath, whether I like it or not. That's fine. We have a fort. Alright, they're gone. Why can't you move? Scotland occupied Kent. Great. There we go. Alright. We can now pick a new aspect of faith. Ooh, this is the wonderful thing about Protestantism. Alright, so in common sense, Protestantism changed. Originally, it was a very passive religion. It just gave you like a national tax boost and a couple other things. It's changed, so now you generate something called church power, and we gain almost 2 per month. I guess it's based off of your monarch power. It actually shows me the equation right there. Base 26 monarch power times 0.1 modified. Religious unity and all that other stuff. Either way, once we get to 100, we can pick our first aspect of faith. So we could get less development costs, stability costs, more missionary strength could be nice, actually. Discipline, morale, yearly prestige, yearly legitimacy even might be good in this particular case. Settlers, manpower, idea cost, production efficiency, and unrest. Ooh, actually I should consider something here. So... Whoa. Why do I have so much separatism from Norway? Does the event of the Civil War give... It does. Plus 10 national unrest. Ouch! Alright. Ooh, that is rough. That is very rough. Alright. Well, okay. So here's what I'm thinking, though. Yearly legitimacy would be good in the sense that it could get us up to 90 faster. Yearly legitimacy of 0.25 is not much. The alternative, of course, is missionary strength, because we did lose our religious zeal. And let me actually take a quick look at... back. Oh, wow, yeah, it would take a long time to convert all of these. We're going to go with missionary strength. Missionary strength will reduce the time it will take to convert all of these provinces, and the more religious unity we have, the more church power we're going to get. We'll be able to get to 100 faster, and you can replace your church aspects with a 100 church power anytime you want, pretty much. So I'll fill all 3 of these up, and then I'll just keep generating tons of church power, and I can just switch it around. It basically makes Protestantism a very powerful and very adaptable religion. I would say it's actually better than Reformed now. So, yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. Gosh dang it, are you serious right now? Alright, there's the Norwegian separatists. We were expecting you, and we're actually already fighting you in Sogn. That's good. Trondelag has a fortress, so that'll slow that down. We just have them to worry about. Civil war brings our nation to its knees. Political conflicts have tormented our nation for far too long. There's nothing oh my god, that's a lot of autonomy. Support one of the factions, gain legitimacy, lose admin power. Ooh. Gaining that legitimacy would get me out of the civil war faster, would be up to 82. Or we lose money, prestige, and gain 5 legitimacy. I don't want to lose 100 admin power. Sucks. Could always lose money and prestige. 5 legitimacy. That's actually worth it. Yeah, it is. Okay, so the 25 prestige I'd be losing, yes, that reduces the amount of yearly legitimacy we would get by, like, what? 0.2 yearly legitimacy per year. But we would gain 5 legitimacy out of the process. 5 legitimacy, so that's basically equivalent to 25 years of the yearly prestige, or yearly legitimacy that the 25 prestige would give me. So I think that is the better choice. So we're going to do that. Alright, so these guys in Norway are going to be a problem, aren't they? We actually will probably want to start recruiting some more units. So let's do that. I don't want to put them in Siva. Well, do I? Yeah, not yet. We have a lot of force limit. We have some manpower. Let's start training up some units. That'll actually do us some good. Where? Oh, crud. I have not been generating money with my English fleet. There we go. Let's get the transports over to Norfolk. Oh, come on. Mothball. Non-enforcement of ordinances. Do we gain autonomy in Munster or lose 30 admin power? This game is not being very kind to my admin power, is it? No. No, it is not. Wow, Munster sucks. Look at that base tax. It's pathetic. I'm going to let them handle it and take the autonomy. That's a lot of autonomy, yes, but I can't keep losing admin power like this. I can't. We should start improving relations with England now. They have high liberty desire, and frankly, I would like to get them under my control. Eventually, we're going to want to do a royal marriage, but first we have to get them out of this disloyal attitude that they currently have. Disputed succession, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Yeah, so we've dealt with them. I'm actually going to let them siege down the fort a little bit and go and deal with these guys instead. I don't want them to group up. There we go. We'll go over there. I'm not worried about the fort. I got a little time with them, but I would like to take down these separatists. They'll probably siege this down and give it some more separatism. There's not much I can do about it. But I would like to get them before they join up, if they're going to join up. Alright. What else are we going to do? So let's get all of the army over to Ulster. I'm glad I picked up a second general. That actually has made things a little bit easier for us. Novgorod? No. Don't come after me, please. Sweden, go kill him. Go and kill him. I do not want him touching my territory. I joined this war more of as a symbolic gesture than anything else. Don't do it. No. It's fine. Alright. Disease outbreak. They actually don't even have enough to siege down Meath. That's ironic. They're just going to sit there indefinitely, technically, but we're going to have to go squish them anyway. So, squish. Whoop. Favored faction threatens to splinter. Gain legitimacy. Autonomy in Orkney. Ooh, that's worth it. Absolutely worth it. Orkney's not even worth a whole lot to me. It's only a 3 development province. I don't freaking care if it's got a ton of autonomy. If that gets us tons of legitimacy, it's freaking worth it. So all we need is another event to give us some legitimacy, and the Civil War's over already. Well, that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? I do think it would. Let's send this army down to Cornwall, because they're going to be rebelling next. Get this army up to Schmattland? Ah. And the mountains. No, 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 please do not join them in Trondelag. That's a big army. I don't want to do that. I really do not want to fight that. Civil order transfers into chaos, lose stability, gain legitimacy, and lose prestige. Yep. End of civil war. Finish my legitimacy, gain 3 stability. Holy crap. I should have just taken the stability hit last time. I didn't know it would give me 3 stability. Look at that. I'm positive. I have tons of legitimacy and stability. Wow. Okay, that actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. We only got one major... Oh, gosh, dang it. We only got one major rebellion here from the separatists. This is a problem, though. It's a very severe problem. All right. Knowing that's true, let's unmothball this fort. Start transferring some troops over to Agder. Yes, it's going to be a pain, I'm aware. Crap. All right. Well, let's gather the armies together. They are in the mountains. I'm going to have a really hard time fighting these. Sweden, what are you doing? Sweden, would you be so kind as to go and kill all these separatists for me? I really doubt that you would, but if you did, that'd be so excellent of you. Nah, you're focusing on all this stuff. I understand. I understand, Sweden. It's not like I've been a loyal ally or anything. I really haven't helped you in a single one of the wars. But, you know, I did try. Burgundy is allied with Holland and Hainaut. I don't have even a casus belli against you anymore. Oh, actually, I forgot to check. All right, Flanders. So the distance between borders has reduced to -17. Also, I own one of your core provinces. You will never vassalize now. All right. Flanders is officially worthless to me. I would break ties. In fact, I would have done that before if I... Oh, had I thought about it. Had I thought about it, before the end of the Civil War, I could have broken royal ties with Flanders, and I would have gotten my stability right back, and it wouldn't have been a problem. That said, though, I think I'm going to dissolve the alliance with Flanders. They're officially worthless to me. There's nothing I can do with them. If I can't vassalize them, then the only thing I can do with them is go to war. They're not useful, so let's dissolve the alliance. There we go. Alright, unfortunately that does not free up a relationship slot, because, you know, I still have royal marriage issues. We also want to revoke the guarantee. But, you know, one step at a time. You know, one thing I just realized, though, once we get up to technology level 10, we actually could form the British nation. Because now we do have 100 legitimacy. Yeah. All we need to do is be at peace and have level 10 admin tech, and we could pick up British ideas instead. We'd gain prestige out of it, a little bit of unrest, but we'd have autonomy ticking down a little bit faster. That's not so bad. Technology, we could actually pick up the next level of military tech, and I think that is worth it. So let's do that. Actually, that's great, because we're going to get a new unit type that should hopefully be able to deal with these separatists a little bit better. And we're not going to engage them right away, and they're not going anywhere, so I don't mind risking the morale dealing with that. So superior unit types. We can only pick up those, so we will, and... Ooh. Do you want the morale or the shock? Let's take a look at our generals. We got some shock value. Yes, we'll pick up the Culverin. Alright, there we go. There we go. So yeah, this went swimmingly. Such a good war, such a great civil war. It actually was fairly fast, and frankly, if anything, it may have done us a favor. Yes, we lost a lot of manpower dealing with rebels of all different sorts. Yes, but now we are up to 100 legitimacy. That's actually going to help us as far as our unrest is concerned. Better tolerance of all the way around, better diplomatic reputation. I mean, it's not bad. It's a pretty good thing to do. Hey, let's take a look at England and see what we can do with you. We can enable scuddage. They give us money, but they can't be called into wars. That doesn't seem useful to me. Embargo rivals. Well, they already have high liberty desire. We could also lose prestige and make them happy-ish. No, I don't think so. We'll get your liberty desire down. given time. All we have to do is improve your opinion of us for a while, get you out of this stupid, disloyal attitude, force your daughter upon us, and then everything will be hunky-dory. It'll be great. Who's worried? I'm not worried at all. Do we want to make friends with anybody? Would anybody consider vassalization? You remember the Empire, so no, not really. Burgundy? Scottish economic base. 2319. Gosh dang it, this economic base thing just screws with me on so many levels. Let's revoke the guarantee of Flanders. They're going to hate us now, but you know what? I don't care that much. Have we improved relations with you? Yeah, we pretty much have. Aggressive expansion, border friction, competing power, casus belli, claim. The Auld Alliance honestly has saved this alliance. If it weren't for the fact that we have plus 50 relations, I don't think France would stay allied with us anymore. Probably. Which is too bad, because they think that I'm highly trustworthy. Because I've joined in on every war. They should stay with me. They really should. Anyone else I want to be friends with? Nobody really would be willing to accept vassalization. I'm gonna have to, if I'm gonna vassalize anybody in the English Channel, it's gonna have to be through war. Which is unfortunate. Alright, let's start fabricating some claims against Burgundy. Just in case that ends up being useful to me in some manner. I wonder if I declared war on Flanders. If I fabricated a claim on them and declared war, and took them over and forced a vassalization on them, they'd already have a royal marriage with them. That wouldn't actually take up any more of my relationship slots. Could that work? I am curious, actually, if that could work. Huh. What a thought. And then I could use them to take the rest of Burgundy, Hainaut, and eventually Holland. I might be able to force this. And Flanders is still not a member of the Empire, so that makes him a better candidate than anyone else. Ooh, I don't know. We'll think about that some more. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching. This has been Pravus with EU4 Common Sense. If you enjoyed this video, then I do hope you'll hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe so that you can increase traffic to this channel on YouTube. And I will see you guys next time.